went for the Sami Yusuf concert on Sunday. That's where I learned that when you performing in front of a Muslim crowd in the UK, you must make salam twice. Because people don't respond the first time. I'm from South Africa, and I see his brothers giving me that look. He says he's from Africa, but he looks Asian, and he speaks English better than us. Don't worry, I get it a lot, brother. You know, I met some English guys and they, yeah, salam alaikum, I'm British. And, but I'm from Pakistan. So I'm like, what? Now I'm British, but I'm from Pakistan. Now don't get me wrong, I think it's important to stay close to our roots and all that. But why are you from Pakistan? See, in South Africa, we've got the largest number of Asians out of Asia. I thought that was true until I came to London. I got in about 2 weeks ago. And I get to the airport and I'm like, am I in London or some Asian country? There's Indian faces all over the show. And they're all speaking like they just got off the ship. Get the joke? Got off the ship, just came from India? Come on, come on. But they took me to the special, the holding cell. You know, standard procedure, random selection. I wasn't sure, it was so random. I think there was something else going on there. But it's difficult for Muslims these days. My day job, actually I'm an accountant. That's not a joke. See, the thing is, accountants are boring. But I'll tell you what, I'm not boring. Why? Because I'm a chartered accountant. I'm very, very boring. I'll tell you, you know what it means to be an accountant? You remember the school sums you did? Like Jack's got 5 beans, the bird ate 3, how many does Jack have left? That's what I do every day. See, it's difficult for Muslims in the workplace these days. You know, getting a bad rep in the media. People don't understand Muslims are people too. And accountants can relate. Because sometimes people don't understand accountants are people too. But, so I got to London, and they took me and they showed me my apartment, and they're saying, the brother's teaching me how to use the washing machine. I'm like, okay, cool. He says, you press this button, and you separate your clothes into blacks, whites, and colors. I'm like, bro, I'm from South Africa. That's offensive, bro. We stopped doing that shit a long time ago, huh? We don't separate blacks, whites, and colors anymore. You know, new democracy, new South Africa. Anyone here wants to visit South Africa? Give me some response. Wake up. Some applause, brothers, please. I know what it is. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. It's the rugby. We beat you guys. Last weekend, I was with my friends, all South Africans, Asian looking, wearing our green South African tops, going to watch the rugby. So white people looking at us funny. They're confused. What are these Pakistanis supporting the rugby? I don't know. For some reason, Asian people in India, in England, don't support their country when they're playing rugby. So we were confusing them even more. We're shouting, South Africa, Zindabad. The guys were totally buzzing, what? South Africa, Zindabad. I don't know what Zindabad means, by the way. But I did visit Pakistan. And I kept hearing Zindabad, Zindabad. And to me it sounded like things are bad, things are bad. Pakistan. Things are bad. But it's difficult in the workplace also, you know, every time you want food, you have to request halal meals. And they kept on forgetting, you know, whenever we're having a function, halal meals, halal meals. But now they remember. They just say, remember, halal for Bilal. And they started calling me halal Bilal. But this Muslim brother came to work with me, and for some reason he wasn't talking to me. I'm like, brother, what's wrong? Where's the love? We're brothers, Muslim brothers. It's like, no, I don't see your halal certificate. You know, what's with Muslims in halal certificates? I don't know what you have, but South Africa, it's a big problem. Yeah, you guys have a thing about 2 Eids, 3 Eids. Touchy subject, and I'm not too many people want to laugh at that. But, you know, people get suspicious at work also. You know, every time I go into the toilet, carrying an empty bottle. Brother, for istinja, you know, when you wash yourself when you're in the toilet, yeah? No, the other guy, the guys, they don't understand what's the empty bottle for, so they get suspicious. And then, to top it off, I keep empty bottles in my desk for extinction. And my friends come over and say, Bilal, can you borrow spare MIB? So, you know what's MIB? Come on, take a chance. MIB? No, not me. Not me, Bilal. It's my mobile extinction bottle. My MIB. So my colleagues at work are getting suspicious. You know, what is this guy going on about MIB, MIB? See, the thing is, they're trying to understand what makes us tick. I'll repeat slowly. They're trying to understand what makes us tick. If you manage to get that joke, just explain it to it's high grade. But my mother will phone me up, and it's like, Assalamu alaikum, alhamdulillah, inshallah, oh, astaghfirullah. Whole conversation, huh? So the colleague is like, Bilal, it's good to see you speak Arabic. Like, sorry dude, I don't speak Arabic. He's getting more suspicious. You know, they don't understand. They say, Bilal, do you say inshallah when you're not going to do something? See, we must be careful about how we use these things. People don't understand. But Asian people, or I don't know whether it's others, but I know about Asian people. Anyone older than you is uncle or auntie. And in South Africa, we have some of the older people who still speak Urdu and Gujarati and things. And but our generation, unfortunately, does it. And I'll tell you why. I blame it on the aunties. Because they'll come up to you and say, Assalamu alaikum, kem chobai. And you say, Ji. It's fine. And they go, Haru chair, blah, 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 blah. You know, they carry on, go on. Say, Ji ha. It's fine. So I never had to learn. And you know what upsets me the most are these aunties? They come to you and say, it's nice to see you finished studying, got a nice job. When are you getting married? I had such a nice ploy, it was working so well until recently, but I'll never use it again. I used to say, no, I'm gay. You got a nice son? I'm never using that one again, because this auntie had a son. That's not allowed, so I'm not mentioning any names. But Asians, it's not just South Africa and London that they're moving to. I was in Palestine recently, and I had to go through the Israeli border. And there's horror stories you hear about Israeli checkpoints. I promise you, it's scary. There's cavity searches. There's cavities I never knew I had. But it's worth it. It's worth going inside to help the Palestinian brothers and sisters. And one night I'm walking through in Jerusalem, and the soldier calls me over, and he speaks to me in Hebrew. So, sorry dude, I don't speak Hebrew. So he tries a bit of Arabic. Min ayna anta? I'm sorry dude, I don't speak Arabic. And you won't believe this. Now guys, this is my best joke. Please, laugh, go wild. Please, please. This is what the guy says to me in Jerusalem. Where is your passport? I'm like, what? Where is your passport? I'll tell you why I was confused. 2 weeks earlier, I was in an Indian area, Fordsburg in Johannesburg. And this guy came up to me and says, you want to buy a passport? Legal, I got contacts in Home Affairs, $199. So you can understand my confusion. So I'm asking the soldier, dude, where are you from? So no, me, I'm from India. So what are you doing here in Jerusalem, in Israel, as an Israeli soldier? He says, no, me, I'm an Indian Jew. And don't get me wrong, I don't know you get Indian Jews. And don't get me wrong, I like Jewish people. Some of my best friends are Jews. It's not a joke. What is it? Indian Jews? So I was trying to understand it. Like, are you upgrading from retail to wholesale? Indian Jew? Are you double stingy?